Dads, when did you look at your son and think, that's my boy? The school called at 11:47 a.m. on a Wednesday. Mr. Chen, your son Kevin has been suspended indefinitely. We need you to come in immediately. Kevin was supposed to graduate valedictorian in 3 weeks. Full ride to MIT. The kid who'd never even gotten a detention was suddenly facing expulsion, and nobody would tell me why over the phone. I found him sitting outside the principal's office, laptop bag clutched in his arms like a shield. His eyes were red, but he wasn't crying anymore. He looked determined, scary, determined. Kevin, what did you do? I broke into the school's network, Dad, hacked their servers, probably committed about 6 federal crimes. He said it like he was discussing the weather. Principal Martinez emerged looking like she'd aged 5 years since morning. Mr. Chen, we're dealing with a very serious situation. Kevin accessed confidential student records, grade databases, and financial information. The district is considering pressing charges. My straight A, rule-following son had apparently become a cyber criminal overnight. The drive home was silent, except for Kevin typing furiously on his laptop. When I asked what he was doing, he said, finishing what I started. That evening, Kevin called a family meeting. He opened his laptop and pulled up a spreadsheet that made my blood run cold. Names, dates, dollar amounts. Dad, our school district is stealing from students. For 8 months, Kevin had noticed something wrong with the free lunch program. Kids who qualified weren't getting fed. Families who'd applied for aid were being rejected for mysterious paperwork errors. Meanwhile, the district was receiving full federal funding for these phantom meals. Kevin started investigating after his friend Marcus, whose mom worked 3 jobs, got denied lunch assistance despite clearly qualifying. That's when Kevin discovered the scheme. The district was approving families for free meals on paper to collect federal money, then creating fake administrative errors to deny the actual food. They'd pocket the funding difference, nearly $40,000 per month. So you hacked the school? I asked, still processing. I tried going through proper channels first, Kevin said, pulling up emails. I reported it to the guidance counselor, the principal, even the superintendent. They all said I was misunderstanding the process and to focus on my studies. But Kevin had documented everything. Fake rejection letters, fabricated eligibility reviews, internal emails discussing lunch program optimization. The evidence was damning, and Kevin had it all. When I realized they were never going to fix it, I accessed their financial records to get proof. But Dad, there's more. Kevin's fingers flew across his keyboard. They've been doing this for 3 years, and it's not just lunch money. Kevin had uncovered a web of fraud. Fake special education funding claims, phantom tutoring programs, even invented students to boost enrollment numbers for state funding. The total theft was approaching $2 million. Kevin, this could destroy your future. MIT, your scholarship. Dad, there are kids going hungry while administrators buy new cars with stolen federal money. My future doesn't matter if I stayed silent. The next morning, Kevin didn't just turn himself in. He walked into the FBI field office with a flash drive containing 3 years of evidence and a detailed report he'd written explaining the entire fraud scheme. Agent Morrison called me that afternoon. Mr. Chen, your son just handed us the biggest education fraud case in state history. We've been investigating districts like this for years, but we never had an inside source with technical skills. Kevin's work is going to send people to prison. The district tried to expel Kevin anyway, claiming his methods were illegal. That's when the state education board stepped in. Not only were Kevin's charges dropped, but they offered him a paid internship in their cybersecurity division. Last week, 6 district administrators were arrested. $2.1 million in stolen federal funds recovered. Over 400 families received the assistance they'd been illegally denied. Kevin still graduated valedictorian. MIT called personally to congratulate him on his ethical courage in the face of institutional corruption, but the moment wasn't any of that. The moment was watching Marcus's little sister run up to Kevin at graduation, hugging his legs and saying, "Thank you for making sure I get lunch at school. That's when I knew, that's my boy."